Midway into the film, we watch Tovino Thomas's Anoop take a selfie as his wedding preparations are in full swing. This comes at a time in the narrative when God's own country has already been hit by severe downpouring for days, and there's high alerts and broadcast on radio and TV channels. But it's still just another news for Anoop, a man fully engrossed in his romance with Manju, the new school teacher in town. Anoop, a simple man who could not withstand the hardships and threats of the army life, abandoned his military training midway to fly back home at the cost of being a target of casual mockery of his neighborhood. Anoop, like many other Malayalis, wants to settle in Dubai, and like any other common man, wants his Manju to go back home without engaging much in the relief work when the deluge finally strikes. And then the same man transcends into a superhero when the situation calls, like so many other Keralites did during the 2018 floods. Jude Anthony Joseph's 2018 is a tale of this transition for many Keralites that taps into the harsh realities of the recent past while accounting for the real-life superhero stories. Every calamity is a news until it hits us, is the quote the film starts with, and across its runtime of 150 minutes, it narrates the tale of how a distant news of disaster becomes the reality for a community that pushes them to rise to the occasion, realize their own dormant potentials until stability resurfaces, and they perhaps go back to their own selfish ways. Yes, it is fair to say that 2018 deals in broad strokes, like many critics have already mentioned. It is not a nuanced affair like Ashi Kapoor's Virus, that had a similar arc of many known faces of the Malayalam movie industry collectively fighting the Nipah virus outbreak in Kerala. Virus did not only narrate in its visuals or dialogues. It was the silences, the body language of the amazing ensemble, subtle touches in their individual stories that make Virus a superior film. But it would be unfair to say 2018 is not nuanced at all. There's this beautiful imagery of how God serves through human beings when people are in need. The Jesus statue, otherwise standing at an altitude above the men, comes at the level of mere mortals when the sea levels rise, and it's fishermen devotees who transform into messengers of God. The loosely fit tiles on the top of the local school that work as a romantic comic relief earlier into the film take a turn into an individual tragedy. Or Anoop, who warns Bhasi Chetan, the blind man from the neighborhood, that he will soon leave him for Dubai, eventually leaves him by the end of the film, but with the impact and consequence far intense and way different. And yet one might feel there was a room for more subtlety. But what do you do when you're presenting a story that was right on the face and devastatingly hard-hitting? You see, the lifting of the pregnant woman in the helicopter, or the cobra in the cupboard, or risking your life to save a child without second thoughts might look melodramatic on the surface, but these were actual events that happened during the 2018 floods in Kerala. As the saying goes, truth is stranger than fiction. The problem in 2018, if you must pick up any, may be different. It is the inability of the screenplay to give solid arcs to all the characters. Tovino Thomas enjoys the larger screen presence and lives up to the homegrown superhero image that got established in Minnal Murali. And that's expected and not a problem at all. But brilliant actors like Kunchako Boban and Aparna Balamurali are not given enough to make their mark. Both are characters who get the initial inklings of the deluge from the warning signs, but those tracks are not followed up eventually, as the characters lose out of steam midway into the film. Similarly, there are passing tracks like the water distribution problem between Kerala and Tamil Nadu, which could have been handled better. Perhaps a few less characters would have helped the screenplay to invest better on the other ones with time and transition. Nevertheless, it does not deter the film from being one of the finest watches of the year. One which holds up the low-key, empathetic quotient that Malayalam films are celebrated for, even though it follows a popular blockbuster template. Kudos to the VFX and production design team, to editor Chaman Chako and cameraman Akhil George for creating such jaw-dropping visuals of the flood interspersed with real-life footages. It really hits hard and makes this one a must theatrical watch. 2018 is already a very successful film, the second highest grosser of Mollywood we hear, and we are so excited about that. If you're a regular on our channel, you would know how much we are in love with Malayalam films and would be the first in line to celebrate if it gets a bigger exposure and endorsement across the country. It is this industry that deserves all accolades that might still not be there like it has been for Tamil and Telugu movies. But that want to gain endorsement should not deter our beloved Malayalam makers from their rooted, nuanced, low-key approach. Do note that a disaster film is an easy export with visual spectacles understandable in any language, and 2018 based on a real-life Kerala story perfectly fits the bill. But washed away by the love across the country, if we focus on the export parameter that makes the Kerala quotient blur, the end result might not be what we all were rooting for. Just throwing a point of precaution as the industry enjoys a rare pan-India success which we all should celebrate. That is all from us today. Thank you for watching.